Good evening from the Oval Cricket Ground, the venue of the fifth and the final test match between India and England. I have again some very good news for Indian fans. India are on the verge of clinching this test match and drawing the series 2-all. Just 2 days ago that possibility seemed very remote. Now that possibility is very real. England requiring 374 runs to win this test match, are 50 for the loss of 1 wicket. After the third day's play, the wicket of Zak Crawley off the final ball of the day was just what India needed to go into the end of the third day with a very positive frame of mind. It's a very happy, much happier situation than it would have been for India if England had not lost a wicket at all. 50 for 1 is much better than 50 without loss, because that would have given England a great fillip tomorrow morning. If England have a chance of winning this test match, it seems pretty remote, but if there's this possibility, that's only because of their record over the last 3 years. They have several times, 6 times, they have chased targets in excess of 250 runs, and in fact they have built their baseball strategy around chasing runs in the 4th innings, and which they have done already once in this series, and they did that again 3 years ago in Birmingham. In this series they overhauled the target of 371 runs in the first test at Leeds without much trouble, losing only 5 wickets. 3 years ago at Birmingham they had scored 378 runs. They had chased down 378 runs to beat India in the test at Birmingham. So England are in the habit of chasing big scores, but it has to be remembered that those 2 tracks were very different from this one. Those were much flatter tracks, and this one is still fairly difficult to bat on. Don't fool by the fact that India scored over 300 runs in just about 70 overs today. The fact is that it still is a fairly difficult track to bat on. The ball is jumping off a good length area, and India scored at such a brisk pace largely because England's bowlers were indisciplined. They were off track, and they were 6 catches have been dropped in India's second innings. Yashasvi Jaiswal, who scored a very fine century in his final innings of the tour, was dropped 4 times by England. England would be happy with the way the track played today, and a lot of runs were scored. They would be happy that there's still the possibility of scoring over 300 runs tomorrow. But the fact is that it was very sloppy bowling by England and very sloppy fielding by England, which allowed India to score at such a clip today. India had a fantastic start to the day when Yashasvi Jaiswal and the night watchman Akash played almost close to the lunch. Akash was very effective today, very aggressive. He scored, he did his job perfectly well. He had protected the wicket of Captain Gill yesterday, and today he prolonged England's agony with a very 5 strokes as he scored his first international half century. Akash played some fairly good strokes today, but he was also helped by the fact that England's bowling was quite wayward. They were bowling at a short of a length. They should have been bowling at a fuller length. They should have treated him like a proper batsman and tried to take his wickets rather than bowl short at him and target his body. So they erred in both line and length against the Indian batsman in the morning. And Jaiswal was dropped, as I said earlier, was dropped 4 times during his century, and he made full use of those opportunities. At the end of the day, he said that he was very happy and he enjoyed batting in these conditions, and of course he would be happy. He was dropped 4 times. Now, what must India do to win this test match? They must do what they did yesterday, and Mohammed Siraj will again be the key tomorrow morning and through the day. He must bowl a fuller length, and he must make the ball jack off the seam the way he did yesterday. Yesterday at times he was completely unplayable as the ball moved sharply off the pitch, off the seam. and he must do that again tomorrow. Prasidh Krishna has been very aggressive in the first innings, and today also he hit Ben Duckett with one that rose off the good length area. So India must replicate their bowling performance of yesterday if they have a chance of winning this test match. The pitch still has juice in it, and the fact that India has two spinners also in their ranks would also benefit them. Mohammed Siraj bowled a very fine Yorker to dismiss Zak Crawley on the final ball, which proved to be the final ball of the day. He had pushed the fielder at deep square leg boundary, and the fielder at mid-on was asked to move wider, and Crawley thought that he was going to get a bouncer, but Siraj bowled a perfect Yorker which bent his stumps. So Siraj has the skills to take India to victory tomorrow, but you must not rule England out. They have batsmen who can prove to be match winners tomorrow. They have Joe Root, they have Harry Brook, and they have several other batsmen. They have the young Betzel, the wicket keeper Smith is also a very attacking batsman. India would need to take 9 wickets because Vokes is out of the match because of his injury. He probably will come on to bat if England are in a position to win this test match, but if they are routed by the afternoon or by the evening, the possibility of his batting is fairly remote. So India would go into the 4 days play with high hopes of winning this test match and drawing the series. That would be a very good achievement for Shubman Gill in his stint on this tour as captain. Young batsman, young captain. He has done very well for himself on this tour, scoring a record number of runs, the highest runs for India as captain in a series, breaking the record of Sunil Gavaskar, and only the great Don Bradman lies above him on that count. But all those runs would not really matter if India lose the series 3-1. So he would be hopeful and he would be desperate to win this test match tomorrow, to draw the series 2-all. The match is likely to end tomorrow. Either England will chase down the target or India will bowl England out. But the possibility of India's victory seems higher at this point of time, essentially because of the skills of the bowlers. So with just 2 days of cricket left in this test match series, this highly competitive, very bitterly fought and sometimes angry test match series, there are just 2 days left in it, and India now have the great opportunity of pulling off victory tomorrow and ending the series 2-all. With that, this is Rohit Mahajan signing off for rediff.com from the Oval Cricket Ground in London.